Coming up in this episode, we open up NRL Round 5 with results and scorers from Sydney Roosters versus Parramatta Eels. Wighton goes to market at the end. Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to the channel L Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe and also click that notification bell if you enjoy what you've seen and if you want to see more. And also remember that I'm still running my Buy Me a Coffee campaign. Just use your QR code scanner on your mobile phone device and it'll send you to Buy Me a Coffee. And you can donate through two different ways on there. Safe and secure from what I believe, and any donations that you can make will go to a future rugby league project. Anyway, let's begin with our show, as we now know that there are 4 new contracts signed in the NRL, as well as 1 in Super League. That happened overnight, and also major news about a player going to market in the NRL as well. We'll quickly run down those. We start in the Super League first of all, as Catalans Dragons prop Julian Busquets has today signed a new 1-year contract extension with an option for a further year. The French international has put pen to paper on a contract extension that will secure his future at the Gilbert Brutus Stadium until the end of the 2025 campaign. The 31-year-old French international, with 14 appearances for his national team, started playing rugby league at Lesignan before joining Catalans Dragons in 2012. Since then, since his arrival at the Stade Gilbert Brutus, he has played 232 games for the Catalans Dragons, 242 really, returning from a knee injury which disrupted a large part of his season last year. He has returned to 2020 in 2023 to lend his experience to an exciting Catalans pack. Busquets has scored 26 tries in total for all his clubs. These data's not up to date. Since they got 26 times for Catalans since making his debut 12 years ago. Now the 31-year-old is about to go round once more. Busquets says that he's very happy that he extended his time here, and to stay at the Catalans he would like to thank Chairman Bernard Gouache and the staff and the directors for their trust. We move down to the NRL, as Manly Sea Eagles have extended the contract of talented back rower Ben Trbojevic. Off contract at the end of the season, the Sea Eagles have given the 21-year-old a 1-year contract extension going into 2024. Having come through the successful Sea Eagles Pathway programme, Trbojevic made his NRL debut against the Newcastle Knights in 2021. He has since gone on to play 16 NRL games for Manly, with one of the highlights being a 2-try haul against West Tigers at 4 Pines Park last year. A solid back rower and strong defender, Trbojevic has played in all 3 Manly games this season, with Sea Eagles coach Anthony Seibold pleased to have Trbojevic extending his contract till the end of 2024. We all seen the Grove Ben's game on the edge back rower in the trials games and the first couple of rounds this season, so we wanted to reward him with a contract extension, Seibold said. I think Ben is only going to get better and better in establishing himself as a genuine first grade player. We're really excited, we're really pleased with his progress so far. Ben will continue to grow as a person and as a player over the next couple of months, so we want that to be with Manly. Next we go to the new franchise, the NRL Dolphins, as Jeremy Marshall-King will be a Dolphin until at least the end of the 2025 season. After extending his contract with the club, Marshall-King has been one of the shining lights in the Dolphins' positive start to the year that has netted them 3 wins from 4 games and a spot in the NRL's top 4 early in their debut season. The 27-year-old was arguably the Dolphins' best player in the team, first 2 victories of the year. The man who began his rugby league career in 2017 with West Tigers, playing 1 game, played for Canterbury Bulldogs, for another 99 games, completing 100 games in the NRL before the 2 games that he's played for the Dolphins. He's also got 2 caps for New Zealand. After making the leap of faith to move to the Dolphins on the back of winning Player of the Year award at the Bulldogs last season, Marshall King is clearly enjoying the change. "It's been a great move for me and my family, and we've enjoyed ourselves immensely up here," said Marshall King. "I want to thank the Dolphin fans and the local community for how they welcomed us. I'm really excited about what is ahead for the future of the Dolphins. I want to be a part of it." The contracts keep coming, with South Sydney Rabbitohs delighted to announce the extension of back row forward Jacob Host for the 2024 and 2025 seasons. With 81 NRL games under his belt, the 26-year-old Host has played 30 games for the Rabbitohs since he made the move over in 2021 from St George Illawarra Dragons. He made his debut for the Dragons in 2016. Host played for the Rabbitohs in the 2021 Grand Final against Penrith Panthers and won the club's Bob McCarthy Clubman of the Year award in 2022, while in his past represented the Junior Kiwis and Australian Schoolboys. Host says that he's very excited to have extended his tenure in South Sydney. "I'm really excited about re-signing here at Souths. They have shown a great faith in me, and I want to repay them with strong performances," Host said. "Everyone at the club is like family, and getting to play with my mates every week, all of us with a common goal of winning the Premiership, is a special feeling. I have worked really hard to bounce back from my injury that I suffered last year, and I cannot wait to continue playing in the red and green." And finally, Sione Katoa has signed a 3-year contract extension with the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. As the Sharks winger and Tongan international had already secured a contract for the current season, he will now remain in the Sharks colours until at least the end of 2026. Katoa's signing adds to the recently signed Sharks backline stars, including Jesse Ramian, Ronaldo Mulatalo, Teosifa Talake, and talented youngster Sam Stonestreet. Having found a home in the Shire since joining the club in 2017, he has played 68 games, scoring 48 tries and kicking 1 goal. While playing for Tonga, he has played 5 times and scored twice in the full 13-side game, and 3 games at 1 try and 1 goal in the 9s form. "I love being a member of this team and to represent this club, and I'm excited to be able to extend my time here for another 3 years with this new contract," Katoa said. "We are building something special here at the Sharks under Fitzy and the coaching staff, and I'm really looking forward to playing my part, not only this season, but also in the years to come." Out of the lot of the teams, Sione Katoa has signed until the end of the 2026 season, which is the longest contract of the players that we have mentioned. And now for the double bad news, as Canberra Raiders will be without Jack Wighton for 2 games at a minimum if he decides to fight a charge of a high tackle on Jackson Hastings, as well as getting a $1,800 fine for a careless tackle in 2 different instances of foul play during the game against the Newcastle Knights. While the Raiders will be without him for possibly 3 games, Wighton could be on the move for the first time in his NRL career, telling Canberra he plans to test the open market. The 2020 Daily M medalist has told the Raiders he won't pick up an option on his contract for 2024 and will instead search for a new deal, presumably a long-term one. This, however, does not mean that the 30-year-old Wighton will leave the Raiders, with the club prepared to fight to retain their superstar one-club player. CEO Don Furner acknowledged it could be the 5/8's last big contract and encouraged him to consider his options. Jack has been incredibly loyal to the Raiders over 14 seasons and never tested himself on the market. He has always committed to the club, Furner told AAP. Jack has a young family and this could possibly be his last contract, so he should make sure he's absolutely 100% comfortable with his decision. The Raiders will do whatever that we can to keep Jack a one-club player and will continue to talk to his management team about a package to retain him. Wighton, a World Cup winner with Australia and a New South Wales State of Origin talent, debuted with the Raiders in 2012 and sits tied on for 6th on the all-time games list for Canberra Raiders. He penned a 5-year deal with the club at the start of the 2020 season, but had individual player options for 2023 and 2024, needing to be triggering the option by round 10. Wighton's potential departure could be the headline of the off-season of change in Canberra. Winger Jordan Rapana and prop Emery Gula are also out of contract, while Tom Starling has an option for 2024. Depth halves Brad Schneider and Matt Foley are also off contract, meaning who will be the halfback partner of Jamal Fogarty in the long term is well and truly up in the air. It is confirmed now that Wighton has taken the early plea for a guilty verdict. He will get a 2-match ban, and the Raiders will get a preview of life without Wighton as they host Penrith on Friday night, with the aforementioned Frawley, who played at number 7 in Fogarty's absence, is likely to shift to number 6 in place of the other halfback Wighton. Every time he comes in, he does a great job, Canberra prop Joe Tarpenny said of Matt Frawley, who is likely to replace Wighton. His kicking game is beautiful and he always puts it in the corner. You know what you're going to get with Rawls. He hasn't really talked about who will play, but either one I'm pretty safe with. Not only is he a quality halfback for Canberra Raiders and been a mainstay of the side whenever he's been available to play, he has shown his versatility playing in the centres for New South Wales and Australia during his rugby league career to date. He'll be looking to be more than likely be in that position come the State of Origin in 2023. But for now, we know that Wighton is looking for the best deal he can now that he's going to market. Let's end the episode with the result from Thursday's game as the NRL Round 5 kicked off, and it's going to be another blockbuster with the fixtures that we've got on. Thursday is the start of all that. The round opens up with the Roosters versus Parramatta before moving on to Friday with Canberra Raiders versus Penrith Panthers. Friday night closes with the Rabbitohs facing the Melbourne Storm. Manly Seagulls go on to play the Newcastle Knights to open Saturday, with St George Illawarra Dragons facing the NRL Dolphins, with Brisbane Broncos facing West Tigers. Sunday then sees the Cronulla Sharks go up against New Zealand Warriors, and the Canterbury Bulldogs facing off against the North Queensland Cowboys to close out the round. The Gold Coast Titans get a bye for this week. So looking at the opening game for the weekend between the Roosters and the Eels open their accounts up in style with a golden point takedown of the Premiers Penrith Panthers, and we're going into the game ahead full of confidence at the Allianz Stadium. Halfback Mitchell Moses should I say, stood tall with a match-winning field goal to ease some of the pressure on last year's runners-ups after a shaky 3 losses to no wins start of the season. With Ryan Matterson back on deck with Junior Paulo, Regan Campbell-Gillard leading the way through the middle, the Eels got in the grind with the Panthers and were able to come out on top in a high-quality contest. The Roosters have had a week to freshen up after their impressive 20-18 victory over arch rivals the Rabbitohs, and will look to their own forward leaders in Jared Waghera-Hargreaves and Victor Radley to set the platform for success. After the shock first up loss to the Dolphins, Trent Robinson's men have hit back with wins over the Warriors and Souths on the back of new recruit Brandon Smith finding his mojo and their back five churning out massive meters. The Roosters have played 4 times at their shiny new home for 3 wins and a loss, and they'll be keen to put on another good show for the Tricolours faithful before putting their feet up and watching the rest of the round unfold. The home side took the spoils in this one after winning 28 points to 20 over the Eels, and the Roosters may have won, but it may have come to a cost. After an early penalty for the Eels put them 2-0 up from the boot of Mitchell Moses, Drew Hutchinson got on the end of an inside flick after a long pass out to the right to Jackson Paulo to score on the right edge after 13 minutes, with Sam Walker converting. Before this, Bailey Simonson, Will Penasini first became a sin binning for a professional foul before the try, whilst a second player was Bailey Simonson for a late hit of James Tedesco, which eventually ruled him out of the game completely. This is where the Roosters started to put on the accelerators, with Daniel Tupou and Luke Keary getting a try apiece before half time. It was 16 points to 2 at when they went into the sheds, but the first team to score a try was the Eels, with Clint Gutherson scoring to opening the account for both teams on the 43rd minute. Moses added the extras, and this was followed up by 2 tries apiece. Jackson Paulo and Luke Keary went over for their tries individually, before Bailey Simonson and Maker Sivo scored 2 tries in the final 4 minutes to close out the game. Sam Walker did get a penalty over on the 63rd minute, and a game which had the fingerprints of one Joseph Suaalii on it. You couldn't have asked for a better, more enthralling game. The Roosters win it, 28 points to 20. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way in the near future. Please remember to tell me in the comments below what your thoughts are on this episode today, as the comment section is open for business, but please be respectful, everybody. Bang, right? What are your thoughts on the signings? There've been a plethora over the last 24 hours, 6 in total, and Jack Wighton set to leave the Raiders, unless Raiders come up with a magnificent offer for them. Plus the Roosters beating the Eels. Eels now 1 win and 4 losses. Not the best start of the season for you Eel fans. You know who you are. Tell me in the comments what they think they could need to get that season going. Or is just the tricks from last year not as good as this? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide, and I'll end the episode as I always do by wishing you all the very best. So please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.